It's Christmas! And to anyone who says it's still too early for that, bar humbug to you.
Abby, you and Harper have a perfect relationship.
She is my person, and I really want everyone to know that. I want to marry her.
What are you doing on your phone?
I left a gentleman alone in my apartment, so I'm tracking him to make sure he leaves.
You're tracking him?
Yeah, I track everybody. If the NSA can do it, so can I.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Luke's Reviews, and on today's video, 'tis the season for holiday rom-coms, and here is my review for the newest addition to the bunch, Happiest Season. Abby, played by Kristen Stewart, and Harper, played by Mackenzie Davis, are about a year into their relationship, and in an effort to take the next step, Harper invites Abby to her family's for Christmas. There's just one teensy tiny issue. Harper's family doesn't know that she's gay. So, in an effort to maintain the charade, Abby has to pretend and go along with the lie until Harper can muster the courage to come out to her family. It has to be said, despite being a humongous Christmas fan, I'm honestly not that fond of many festive-themed rom-coms. The Holiday? Meh. Love Actually? Overrated. Bridget Jones? I actually really like Bridget Jones. Die Hard? What? It's a love story and a Christmas movie. Deal with it. And writer-director Clea DuVall now throws Happiest Season into the mix, and on the whole, I had a jolly good time with it. For starters, I am now well and truly on the Kristen Stewart bandwagon. She can do anything she wants, and I am all ears for it. I already knew that she could do comedy, so that didn't come as much of a surprise, but what I did like this time around was Abby as a character, this resilience that she has to keep up this facade because she loves Harper so much, even though you can tell that this lie that is growing day by day and worsening for her, and you can tell that it's just chipping away at her bit by bit in her physicality that Stewart so subtly demonstrates. Mackenzie Davis was good as Harper, but whilst I was fully on board with what Stewart had to bring, I didn't feel as if Mackenzie Davis really matched her. In fact, I actually much preferred the pairing of Kristen Stewart and Aubrey Plaza, who is in this film, as a former ex-girlfriend of Harper's, and I think the relationship that they begin to strike up was much more interesting than the one between Abby and Harper. Plus, and I do understand that the arc of Harper's character was for her to eventually overcome her fears and reveal the truth, a truth that she's repressed for so long, but at the same time that does mean that Harper makes a lot of quite questionable decisions in the film, and I can't help but feel like a lot of those impacted on her endearing nature. I liked Harper, but like I said, I loved Abby, so I wasn't really on Harper's side for much of this film. And the same kind of goes for Harper's family, because like they're not evil, but they are so dysfunctional in this film that it really becomes a challenge for you to like them. For example, Mary Steenburgen, who is otherwise fantastic in this role, is that high-strung, typical Orange County mum who is intent on living this idyllic lifestyle no matter the cost, and she kind of has this demeaning attitude to anyone who she doesn't initially perceive to fit this mold. The father, played by Victor Garber, seems entirely focused on running for mayor, that you get the impression that his family is a bit more of an afterthought. The elder sister, played by Alison Brie, is the stereotypical jealous older sibling that will do whatever it takes to win the attention and love of the parents over her other siblings. And you also have Mary Holland, who I thought was hilarious in the film, but she is incredibly cartoonish to play Jane, who is just the wild card of the family, who kinda is continually chucked to the side and almost forgotten. I won't lie though, there were a number of occasions where I became very concerned that this was going to take an incredibly dark turn and become some sort of lesbian version of Get Out. Please, please, please tell me I'm not the only one. all the components are there. You have a really likeable protagonist that gets invited to the in-laws for the first time. They're crazy as hell, living this ostentatious lifestyle and possibly hiding a sinister secret below. There's even a hilarious best friend comedic relief on the other end of the phone half the time until they realise that enough is enough and they have to step in to save the day. Speaking of that very same comedic relief, Dan Levy is perhaps the scene stealer of the film. He is hysterical. Almost every line of dialogue he had me properly laughing. But in the latter stages of the film, he has this very powerful and moving monologue that speaks to the very message that this film is trying to get out there. And that's that, especially at this time of year with Christmas, it's about celebrating, being with loved ones, but also loving yourself and ensuring that you are comfortable with being you, no matter what others may think. There are some elements that Happiest season knocks out of the park. The comedy is great, Kristen, Stewart and Dan Levy are fantastic, and it has a wonderful message at its core. On the flip side, some of the characters stray into cartoon territory, and their presentation does frequently lean towards the unlikable end of the spectrum. If you're after an easygoing and cheerful festive film, I'd say this is worth popping on over the holidays. Overall, I'm going to give Happiest season a 7 out of 10. Anyway guys, those were my thoughts on Happiest season. Let me know, have you seen the film and what did you think of it? And my question to you, what is your favourite festive themed rom-com? And as I'm sure some of you are aware, we are so close to completing the road to 300 subscribers. At the time of recording this, I have 8 places left. I have 8 subscribers to get to 300. So, once again, if you are watching this video, you have enjoyed yourself, but you are not yet subscribed, please let it be some kind of festive miracle if you want. Click that subscribe button and I promise you, you won't regret it. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, please make sure that you click that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All the links to my social media accounts, my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and my letterbox are all in the description below. And if you haven't liked the video, what are you still doing here?